Hello everybody, once again I'm Lee McCrafton Jr. aka Zorvalchan Less Than Guru. We have Mars, the video cat here, all ready to be in the video for a little while until he gets distracted or no longer wants to be here. So having said that, I actually can do an update now. I have ran a few games, have updated a few things, so and there's some actual news. So I won't put this in Torg Tuesdays, but there is some Torg stuff with it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So let's start off with Torg. So the good general news is that all the items finally got to the warehouse in Germany. So for the Orrorsh wave, so the Orrorsh boxes, I believe they're called coffins. Each wave has a different name, from sarcophagus for the Nile Empire, cargo box for the main, and just various things like that. I believe the Orrorsh one is the coffin. So that one was packed and is being shipped here. So that's the good news. The bad news, I guess if you call it that, is there will be waiting while it ships over here, and with the shipping mess as it is, it will probably, I'm guessing, be after the new year, but it's on the way, so that's the good news. So when that does finally arrive, the day that it arrives, I will have a unboxing video for myself and for you. I'm sure by that time other people in Europe will already have it, as well as some people probably here in the United States, but I will do my own unboxing video for everybody. So that's the good update in Orrorsh. That would hopefully then lead to the Pan Pacifica crowdfunding, and I'm looking forward to that. I have a lot of stuff, or a sizable chunk of stuff, I'll say that, in dealing with Pan Pacifica. So that is cool. That is the general Torg stuff. Specific would be the Torganized play that I do most Wednesdays. We did play last Wednesday, and I played, and I've talked about this in my previous video, that I had made a cyber musketeer, Pierre, and I was very happy with the character. I reskinned a character. I always talk about reskinning and making things your own and doing things the easy way. It's not cheating in any way, shape, or form. If you take an archetype that has all the information that's on that right there, and you just reskin it. There was a cyber mercenary. I took the exact same stats, the exact same equipment, the exact same perks, everything. I just took that, and instead of making it a cyber mercenary, I made him a musketeer, a cyber musketeer. And that was extremely fun. Had a lot of fun with that, with other party members helping me, making we were doing the living land, and you can watch that episode. I believe it's called something with a plane. I can't remember the name of the episode. That's gonna bother me. Maybe I can bring that up super quick. It takes more than 30 seconds. I'll stop. Organized play. Pierre. Just plain dangerous. Plane being spelt as the airplane, not as in normal or vanilla plane. So just plain dangerous was a scenario that we did. Very fun. You can watch that on the channel Roll Hit Die. And I had a lot of fun. People set up a T-Rex to get very vulnerable. It was large, so +4, large +4, that's +8, and then all out attacking it at another +4 gave +12, so it was quite easy to hit, but its very big toughness, very high toughness, made it very difficult to damage. But T-Rexes have 4 wounds. You need 5 to take it out, and my very first starting character, I won't say very first as in, it's not my first character by any means, but it is meaning first character, meaning first adventure for this character, sorry. For that being a first adventure for a character, I did really well. I was very happy with the results. So tomorrow, I will be playing that character again. So I'll be very fun to be in Tharcold with Pierre, the Cyber Musketeer. I will have tons of fun with that. So that is Torg. A lot of fun with Torg. Halloween happened, so our D&D game got canceled, postponed, but we're getting that one ready. We are level 2, and that will be interesting. Like I said before, I've never played it. I've been reading a bit in D&D 5th edition and using some 5th edition stuff and inserting it into my Palladium 1st edition game. So I will use that as a segue to my Palladium 1st edition. We actually played yesterday. Hopefully sometime this week I'll get that posted, and I thought it went rather well. I was taking a 4th edition game, adventure, and putting in the 5th edition, but I always like mixing stuff. So there's certain things that I've found in one of the D&D 5th edition adventures that I thought was pretty cool, and I'm sprinkling that beginning stuff. There's a hook, if you will, for the adventure that kind of like in that 5th edition adventure kind of just puts it right there. Boom, here's the hook, here's how everybody's connected. Well, my group's already connected, and that adventure, if I go through it, I'm going to be changing a lot of it, but I did like the hook, but I didn't want it to be part of the character's past. I wanted it to be part of the present to give them something that eventually they will want to deal with, to take care of. So I'm sprinkling some of those as the other adventure goes on. And I do that a lot. I like giving various plot hooks and different things. And sometimes it might seem like, oh, here's a plot hook, and here's what you want to do. It's dangling that big worm in front of the group's face on the hook, ready to hook them in. But my group can always say no. They were in a situation where a Viking longship from the sky, kind of Earthdawn vibes, came down. Undead Viking type people jumped off and started assaulting the town. They took out the undead Viking warriors, or Viking-ish warriors, and then the longboat itself started calling down lightning and killing people and destroying buildings and stuff. And the party could have left and just said, they're some of them are heroes, I'll say that. Other ones are not heroes. So it's not like, oh, they have to go to try to do the good thing. No, they don't. And actually, there's some role-playing in there where somebody was like, hey, because you were slow, you caused some people to die. And there's been some stuff like that. So that is interesting. But that was a pretty cool session. I tried to do something that I kind of reminded myself, or actually I didn't remind myself. It's something that I've tried to do in the past with various degrees of success. And then I read a new book to me, not new book out there, it's been out for a while, is the Return of the Lazy Game Master, or Dungeon Game Master, I think is what it is. And they say have strong start, so I wanted to start off strong, and I knew my party would be one that they would sit around and talk about things for a long time. So I decided to start it off with a little action, not a combat, but a little action. Gave a threat, carried out on the threat, and gave a particular character a coded phrase that particular character had the choice but had been told to act on, and that character acted on that. And then it went from that strong start, and then it kind of sputtered out a little bit, and I was trying to give a sense of urgency. But my players are ones that they really it's like a light switch that can flip. It can be like something starts and boom, they're in combat mode, and boom, no questions asked, run, attack. And if you watch one of my earlier videos, I think maybe around session 14 or so, 13, 14, they were in they fell into a trap and encountered some kobolds, and boom, immediately shot to fight the kobolds, and then kind of realized that the kobolds had been trapped in there as well. and then they kind of felt bad. Some of them felt bad. Other ones pretended to feel bad that they had fought the kobolds when it wasn't needed, and that they had shed in, not quite innocent blood, but they had shed blood for false reasons, I guess would be the good thing to say. So there, boom. It's like a light switch on, boom, combat mode. This was the opposite. Sometimes it's off, and they will just want to talk and express and contemplate and discuss things. And so the strong start kind of went up, and then it kind of went down. And I don't necessarily want to stop my players from doing the role play in character conversations that they have, because it's a role-playing game, and it shouldn't just always be combat, combat, combat. But when you have this thing that is giving orders and saying, hey, you need to do this, otherwise I will continue to destroy the town, every once in a while I would have these things happen. So, and then they had to figure out how to do some stuff, but you can watch that when if you feel like watching that playthrough. But what I want to say is that sometimes the party will change. The same party will be on or off for combat depending on their mood, and they kind of kept that talking and not fighting thing for the entire session, which I found rather interesting. Sometimes I don't know which way they're going to go. I had a long discussion with some NPCs. It ended up being the opposite of the kobolds. The kobolds was these people had been trapped there with you, and you had made this mistake by attacking them, and it's sad the pendulum swept the whole other way. They were kind of deceived and went along with the deception, because at that time they were giving the benefit of the doubt. So that's one of those things where you, as a game master, you don't necessarily want to have everybody be trustworthy, but you also don't want to have everybody not be trustworthy, because then they will never talk. And it's sad that in those two situations they chose kind of the opposite way of the situation. But I hope to bring things in the future that they will make the right choice with a discussion. Right choice with combat is easy. You do combat, they were bad people, and you take care of them. You don't have anything to feel bad about. And I would like to show some conversation role play in situations where it might not be known if those people are have the party's best interest, or at least neutral and not wanting to do a combat, and we'll go into that type of thing. So that is something that I'm looking forward to seeing it kind of come to fruition. So that was Palladium, and then the Skyship kind of gets into Earthdawn. We actually played Earthdawn. A lot of these have been the first time for maybe like 4 to 6 weeks. And we played Earthdawn and had fun time doing that. And again, we had no combat in that. There was a lot of discussion. There was a lot of close calls with combat, situations that we could have instigated combat. We had kind of been given permission to do combat, and we chose not to. And we're trying to do some information gathering and things like that. And that's something that I really have been enjoying a lot. I enjoyed it when I played Earthdawn First Edition. I enjoyed it when I played Earthdawn Second Edition, and I'm really enjoying it with Fourth Edition. Is the way that the mechanics and the rules all kind of blend in with the role play, and you can do a lot of get experience, and or they call it legend points and stuff, by doing talking and things like that, and not just fighting. And things really weave together well. I really like the way that that's going. So having said that, I'll go ahead and end that here, or soon. Once again, I'm Lehman Crafton Jr., aka Zoral Chan Less Than Guru, and until next time, I will catch you later.